Anna Maria, I think we have a quorum.
Shanita, I think we're one person short, so I think we can start and hopefully somebody will join in the next few minutes. No, sorry, we do have one proxy. So yes, we are a quorum. I forgot about the proxy.
Absolutely. That's absolutely awesome. Colleagues, thank you very much. And once again, my sincere apologies for this delay. The Msunduzi municipality is going through a major IT. I don't know whether it's a revamp, but in the interim, it's just giving us a lot of undue unpleasantness. But I think we will get through this meeting together. I just want to take this opportunity to welcome all of you, starting with our executive committee, our president, Mr. Nazim Hardy, members of the EXCO team, members of the REPCO team, chairpersons of branch interest groups, and all our members, the Liasa National Office. It gives me great pleasure this morning to welcome you all to our PACLIG annual general meeting. And I'm sure we will have a constructive meeting this morning. I know the agenda has been shared and the minutes of the meeting has been shared. So if you have all had the opportunity to look at the agenda, I'm not sure if Kagiso can flight the agenda if possible, and then maybe everybody can have a look at it so that we can proceed with our meeting and have an adoption of the agenda. Is everybody able to look at the agenda? Can I have a motion for adoption of the agenda?
Sunita Richard.
Thank you very much. And a seconder?
Nyati Izet, second the motion.
Thank you very much, colleagues. All right. In terms of attendance and apologies, do we have any apologies?
Morning, Shanita. Shireen
Morning.
Dioraj from Itiquini.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Vanessa. Is it just Shireen? Okay. All right. I don't hear any other apologies coming through. So we would just take it as that. Going forward on the meeting. Personalia, colleagues, do we have any personalia? Any positive things happened? I'm not getting any personnel. Okay, I take it we don't have anything, but in any case, for the purposes of those who have been promoted, those who have moved on to new jobs, those who have taken on new portfolios, on behalf of PACLIG, we would like to offer them our heartiest of congratulations. And also to those who may have lost loved ones, those that we might not be aware of, may we offer them our sincerest of condolences and wish that their departed souls do rest in peace. Colleague, moving on to our National Executive Committee, I'm sure the floor is aware, our members are aware that as National Executive Committee, we only sit with 2 members, and that being myself, Shanita Bim, as the chairperson, and my colleague Manda Ho, who is currently the chair-elect. We have no other vacant posts. And we have all these vacant posts, my apologies, but unfortunately, we were not able to fill in these gaps. And I have to confess that it has been a challenge trying to keep PACLIG afloat so that we can keep our largest interest group up and running. It's very difficult when we have to get programs going, when we want to make a difference in the lives of our public librarians, but we don't have the manpower to do that. And right now, as it stands, we are hoping that going forward and before the next AGM, we do have people that would come on board and not just say to us that I am here, but make the effort to contact us so that we have your details and we know we can call on you. I know from the last meeting, it was said that people were offering their help, but we never heard from them again. And I don't want us to say that it's our fault or their fault, but at the end of the day, we've got to realize that we've got to take this initiative in order to ensure that our PACLIG remains strong as the one of the interest groups of LIASA. So colleagues, let us do our best to try and fulfill the responsibilities of these vacant posts. I know we cannot have anybody in there, but people that can assist us and come on board. So let's do our best in terms of that, fulfilling the portfolio of PACLIG. Moving on, colleague, let us just look at the minutes of the last AGM going forward. Okay, I'm sure you colleagues have read through the minutes of the last AGM that was held on the 14th of September. 2021. It was also a virtual meeting. I would take it that people have read through the minutes, and if I could please have an adoption of the previous minutes and a seconder.
I adopt.
Thank you. Who am I?
It's
Who
Manda.
is that? Okay, and seconder.
Seconded.
Thank you so much. Colleagues, the minutes are on the screen. If you want to go through, if you just want to have a quick squiz, and maybe if there's anything coming through in terms of matters arising from the previous minutes, if we look through them and see how best we can go through them and see if there's anything that was critical that had stood out from the last meeting. On page 1, it was the chairperson's report. Promotions had come up, the pandemic, the decrease in membership, and also the other issues that had been there. So anybody has anything that they'd like to bring up on from the last meeting? Okay, so I take it there's no matters arising from the previous minutes.
Shanita?
Sorry.
Yes, Kakiso.
No, it's Nazim.
Oh, Nazim. Hi, Nazim. Sorry.
Sorry. There's just one slight correction to be made. Sorry, on page 3. Yeah, I think it's page 3. Just to find the exact space. It's under 10 general.
Yeah.
There's just a misspelling under 10. It's the bullet point, the second one, I think it is. Yeah, the one that starts with the caller.
Yes,
just the
yes.
spelling of Mpumalanga must be corrected. There's an N before the L. So it reads currently as MANL. Second bullet point. Second sentence. There we go.
I'm not sure if we lost Shanita again. I can see her mic move, but we can't hear
Oh,
her.
okay.
Yes, I see that. Thank you. Yes, that is correct. My apologies. Sincere apologies, colleagues. I just got kicked out of my system again. The whole IT is really very, very bad. So moving on to the agenda, we will go now to the chairperson's report. Starting with, as I mentioned to you earlier, the NEC being just Manda and myself, chairperson and chair-elect. And moving on to membership. Colleagues, we are aware that PACLIG relies heavily on membership campaigns by its branches, and a couple of reminders were done by our previous chair, and also we have done our own drives in terms of trying to get our membership growing. Our previous chair, being the convener at national level, went out of her way to ensure that PACLIG membership did make every effort to have an increase, but unfortunately, we found that the numbers of PACLIG have been dwindling, and we are still saying that we can do more to make a difference in our association for this national interest group. When we look at the membership numbers going forward, in terms of how many we have had, I'm just really sorry that I can't share the graph with you, but I'm going to read it out to you. When we look back from 2018, we've had 686 members. 2019, we had 703 members. 2020, 484. 2021, 364. And now in 2022, we have a total of 398 members. So as much as we've had a spike and we've had a slump, And then we've had a slight increase from 2021 now to 2022. So we are hoping that in the year going forward, we can do something to increase our membership. In terms of marketing and advocacy, I know the highlight of PACLIG has always been the calendars. Every year we looked forward to having calendars, but unfortunately, the time of the pandemic and also in this last year, we were unable to get calendars published. And this is something that goes back in time due to a lot of the supporters of our calendars giving us, also having experienced challenges in their environments. The booksellers, a lot of booksellers have closed down, and the support had also been very minimal. In our last year, we only had 2 supporters of the calendar, and it was going to put a huge financial impact on PACLIG itself. So we had to shelve the idea. This year as well, we were unable to do it. And we are really hoping that together we can see something different for 2023. I am putting myself out here with a promise that we will see calendars published for the year 2023. PACLIG National only had 1 webinar. It was called The Next Normal, Innovative Ways Libraries Are Reaching Out to Communities. It was a virtual webinar and it took place on the 8th of August this year. I want to say with regard to this webinar, our previous PACLIG chairperson, Christelle, she was absolutely phenomenal in coming on board and assisting with this webinar with her ideas, and it turned out to be a very successful program. And I'm hoping that we can do more to this effect. When we look at what has happened here is we found that a lot of information came through the Facebook page. However, PACLIG members were found to be not as active within the committees provincially. And I want to also make note of the fact that a lot of us don't use the social media platform, but not to say that you are not doing any programs and your work is going unnoticed. I want it to be placed on record that whatever it is you do out there as public librarians, your work is recognized and it is appreciated. We've noticed in the Liasa In Touch, there have been a lot of articles that have been submitted for the national days, programs where public librarians were very actively involved in community engagement. We saw that and it worked tremendously well. And there was a very positive response in terms of that. Branch activities, programs, workshops, webinars, a lot of programs came through, such as Women's Empowerment. We had World Read Aloud Day, South African Library Week, which was really a bumper celebration, World Book Day, Librarians Day, programs on early childhood development, and whichever libraries or provinces have active PACLIG interest groups, a lot of programs came through via the interest groups, but it was also noted that a lot of branches do not have active PACLIG interest groups, and that is something that was quite disappointing to see that PACLIG is not as active in many of the provinces as it used to be and as it should be. In terms of us meeting, when we look at good governance, the committee only comprising of Manda and myself, we did not meet on a person-to-person level. We did, however, communicate as much as we could telephonically, via email, and largely through WhatsApp. And we were able to get through whatever needed to be done. I know there are still a few things that we need to get ready for the conference, but we are working on those issues, and we are really hoping that our interest group will come through positively for us. In terms of our financial statements and our financial situation with PACLIG, This, colleagues, is an inherited situation that we are experiencing that has gone back over the years. I have to inform you, regrettably, that it's still not resolved, and we do not have any financial statements that we were able to prepare in order to send out to you, but we are hoping that we would be able to get this resolved on a once and for all level, and perhaps share with you in the coming days, or perhaps probably later in the year or early in the new year, that this matter is resolved and we do have a definite solution to the challenges facing us regarding our financial situation. Not having a treasurer at present as well, and knowing that our president has now taken over these issues with PACLIG, we are hoping that together we can resolve the financial side of things. I just want to say, colleagues, that PACLIG is a very special interest group to me, being a public librarian for many, many years. And I think, as I said earlier when I was chatting to Anna Marie, that the people that are here today are the converted. You know the value of our interest group. You know what your roles are in terms of your profession and in terms of what you need to do to get out there. But it is those that we need to reach. I talk about the incoming professionals, the people who are in public libraries, the people who work around but are not aware of the dynamism of Liasa and also of our interest groups. So you have to be the networkers to go out there. You have to be the ambassadors, I should say, to make a difference in our incoming professionals. We have them, but they're just not looking at Liasa as an institution that can support their growth and development. They're not seeing it the way they should be seeing it. So I'm really hoping that from this AGM, if we can get one constructive outcome, it is that we can ensure that our new people coming into our profession understand the importance of being part of our association and also making our interest group active enough so that we don't have the situation where we're grasping for a quorum in order to get our meeting going. So I appeal to you in terms of that. When we have a full committee at some point, we can sit down and we can plan, as we should be doing, for more constructive engagement and more interesting programs that we can share with you. Colleagues, that is my report. I do apologize again for not being able to share it with you via the screen. I am still offline and working off a laptop and a cell phone. In terms of general, the floor is now yours. If you can just perhaps open it to you. If there are any comments or queries.
Shanita, it's Manda.
Yes, hi.
Hello. I can just make one comment about the membership. I don't know if everybody is aware of the staff regulations that was published in the Government Gazette of 21 September last year. That's from 1st July this year. All the municipalities must be up to date with that, and they have to follow that regulation. So it gives you all the professional streams in the municipality and also the librarian. So it gives you the requirements for each library assistant, senior library assistant, librarian. And one of the requirements in there is that you have to be a member of Liasa. So I don't know if all the municipalities know about it and if they will apply it, but maybe that will help for our membership, and then we can start with new membership campaigns to promote PACLIG. So I really hope that will help us.
Yes, Manda, that is a brilliant idea. I think it's something we can explore perhaps to look at whether municipalities are in fact aware of this when they are doing the recruitment processes. So yes, thank you very much for that. We can definitely look into that. Colleagues, are there any other questions or comments? I see a hand up from Kolo. You may go ahead. Kolo, you can unmute
Hello,
yourself.
morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning, everyone. Morning. I'm sorry to take you back to our previous minutes. I was on and off because of the network. I just
Oh.
want to check on the election. There's additional members there, but I saw Linda's name, and when I remember very well, under additional members, we volunteered, and we've been trying to send you, I think, messages that maybe can you put us on board, maybe if there's some way we have to assist. But unfortunately, there were no response. And then I even emailed Anna Marie a couple of times, but there's only, I think it was myself and Spondo for the additional members. Thank you. I wanted just clarity on that.
No, I do recall that coming up on the last meeting. There was a motion also from Sichle for people to volunteer on the PACLIG committees. And we said there was no need for a motion for that. But what had happened is at the time, we didn't receive any communication. Well, I know I didn't receive any communication from those who had elected to volunteer. However, not all is lost. We will ensure that we get your contact details and we
Okay, thank you. It's fine.
Nora, maybe go ahead. I think that they're still struggling with their network, so perhaps go ahead, Nora.
Okay, hello everybody. I'm on my normal mission with the Liasa in Touch. I just found that the comment of Manda about the employment requirements now in the municipalities, that it's quite interesting. And I was wondering if Manda couldn't do a short article. I think it's quite, how can I say, a new innovation or a new requirement. It's something we've not seen before. And so I would very much like to carry an article in the Liasa in Touch on that specific subject, because I think it is something that needs to be not just explored, but it needs to be put out there and widely discussed as a way to get people to, or public librarians, not only to join Liasa, but also to join PACLIG. So I really think that this is an instrument for lots of lobbying and advocacy, and also to recruit members. And I think the push should start in the December issue of the LIT. I've not even seen those regulations, and I don't know how many people even know they exist. So I think it's something that needs to start being publicized as soon as possible. Yeah.
Thank you, Nora. I'm sorry, the lights just came on again. We've had load shedding and I got kicked out. So I'm having a really wonderful morning, colleagues. It's going fantastically well. I cannot apologize more. It's just been absolutely hectic. Thank you, Nora.
Sorry,
any-
Shanita. Can I comment?
Yes, please.
Nora, it's fine. I will do something for you for
That's
the
awesome.
LIT.
Great. Colleagues, do we have any other comments? I think Anna Marie will have to help me if she can see any hands, because I'm unable to see any hands.
No hands at the moment. Also no comments in the chat.
All right.
Sorry, 1 second. I'm unable to raise my hand here due to my system. I've been trying.
Oh.
I just want a clarity regarding the institutional membership. How it's counted, because in my organization, I did register some of our members, although I register as an individual myself. And my colleagues have librarians and library assistants who register as institutional membership. So where those membership is accounted as?
I think Anna Marie would be able to assist you with answering that question, Seshle.
Thank you.
Anna Marie.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the entire question. The sound was in and out on my side. So, Sihle, you want to know about institutional membership?
Yes, that is correct. He needed to find out about how it works and how it applies to them as the staff.
Okay, so institutional membership, no person is a member on institutional membership. It is the institution. So the staff do not benefit, or the benefits go to the institution. So for instance, if there is a conference, then the institution will save a bit of money by being able to, for instance, register a maximum of 5 persons on the institutional membership. When and if we have, for instance, library week goodies, the institution will get one goodie bag of library week goodies. So institutional membership, no person can claim that they have membership of LIASA. It belongs to the institution. So if, and I haven't seen these regulations that Manda is speaking about, so we need to study that. So if the regulations say that the staff needs to be members, then it needs to be individual membership. It can't be institutional membership. However, the institution, of course, can also have for their own benefit. So I think, Sihle, we need to study those regulations first, and then we can perhaps draft a response and see how it can best be applied.
Thank you very
Okay.
much. Yeah, I think that needs to be looked at, because we can't associate them to that PACLIG, because my membership, they would like to be under a PACLIG group, but now it seems like to be considered as a PACLIG members, to be counted on this membership number, they need to register as an individual. So far.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, but also institutions can also select their interest groups, so they can participate. But yeah, so they will just put a rep forward, one person that would speak on their behalf. So yeah, but I think, Sihle, let's study those regulations first, and then maybe we can draft a response and send it out to all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anna Marie. Thank you, Seshle. Colleagues, is there any other questions or concerns or comments that you have? I don't see.
Shanita, it's Manda.
Yeah. Hi, Manda.
I have the document with me of the regulations. So maybe I can forward it to the office and then they can distribute it to all the members.
I think that would be awesome, and it'll be good for the office to have a copy first so that they can go through it as Exco as well, and then probably take decisions from there. It will be very helpful. Thank you, Anna Marie. Thank you, Manda. My apologies.
Thanks. Nora's hand is up.
Nora. Hello, Nora. I'm not sure if Nora can hear us.
Yeah, Nora
Nora?
needs to unmute.
Oh, okay. Are you?
It was just a thought that struck me with institutional membership. There are, of course, also institutions that pay for their staff to have individual membership. So even though the institution is paying the membership fee, the staff member is actually the member, an individual member. We do have those cases as well. But in that case, the staff, of course, would be, the staff member would actually be an individual member. And I think that and then the institution is also a member. I know it gets a bit complicated, but there are those instances.
Oh, wow. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's good to hear. Thank you so much. Well done to those institutions as well that pay for their staff and the institution. Great. Colleagues, any other questions before we do a wrap up of our AGM? I don't see. Anna Maria, are you seeing any hands? No? Yes?
No other hands. Also, nobody else that has unmuted because they can't raise their hand.
Awesome. Colleagues, may I take this opportunity to thank you very much for attending our AGM. I cannot apologize anymore to each one of you for the destruction that the network has caused for this meeting. I would, however, like to share my presentation with all that have attended, and I will ensure that it is shared with you all so that you know that I did put in an effort and I did make this happen, but technology and electricity got the better of us today. But please, I want to say thank you to each one of you, to National Office, the team for getting us together, to each one of you as members for taking the time to be with us, to learn a little bit and give us your input on PACLIG. I think it's important that we share what we know to make us grow stronger and become better. I would like to wish you all well. I'm hoping that we will see everybody we'll see a lot of you at conference this year. Remember, after 2 very long, strenuous and painful years, we are going to be able to meet. And I'm hoping that I can see you there. And to those of you who will be traveling to conference, be safe, look after yourselves, and remember, after 2 years, it's conference time. So do make the best, do enjoy, take care, and look after yourselves. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye,
And bye.
everyone.